I first started to learn English in kindergarten. I was 6 years old, but I didn't truly start to learn it until first grade, and I was seven.
I first learned my second language when I was in preschool, and it was English. It
My
is.
second language was English, and I learned it when I was 14 years old.
I think it was easier for me to learn it because I was younger. Um, I had a really good Spanish background that was solid, but being younger, I do believe helped me to learn it. Where I started school in kindergarten and first grade, trying to learn my second language.
No, it wasn't.
Do you think it was because of your young age?
No, I was too old to learn it.
And you were forced.
Yes, it was really easy for me to pick it up.
Do you think that it had to do with your age?
I believe so, and it was interesting to me
Why?
because it was different from what they spoke in my house.
Any classes in classical high school?
Yes, I took ESL classes.
Okay.
I learned basic stuff like numbers, colors.
In the classroom, in my house, we didn't speak any of it. It was just strictly in school for me.
Did your teachers do activities with you? Or?
Yeah, there was a lot of English in the classroom, sometimes in Spanish if I didn't understand it, but primarily English.
I wanted to learn. I wanted to fit in and do good in school. I saw some of the kids would get those. Back in the day, they were smelly stickers. They were like a scratch and sniff. And so it was fun to get a sticker, for doing something good or whatever. And so the more you got, it just felt good, So I saw some of these kids, they were always getting a sticker for getting 100% or whatever on their spelling or their math or whatever. So I wanted to keep up, and it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to keep up, and I wanted to do good for myself.
I was kind of scared
Why were you scared?
because it was something new for me.
Not really, just whenever I spoke to my friends, I used it very little, but it was strictly in the classroom and in school.
Nothing at all.
No one? Not even
No
from
one.
your family?
No one from my family. Nobody.
Not my aunt or my uncles?
Nobody.
I'm guessing not even my grandparents because they didn't speak
No, they don't
English.
speak English.
Okay.
With the English, they took the time and they took me to family members that already had kids that were speaking English, and they took me to their house, and they basically helped me with my homework. So my parents realized that they didn't know the language, so they took the time to find people that could help me, and that's actually what helped. The teacher, spoke louder to you or whatever because you didn't understand her, but she thought that you were just goofing off or not paying attention. It's not that. It's just you just didn't know what she was saying. And her being louder didn't make it any better. Um, it's not that you didn't want to pay attention. You were trying to pay attention. You just didn't understand what she was saying. And she had no Spanish background or whatever, so it just was one of those deals where you were kind of just sitting in the classroom and just eating up the clock minutes, waiting to go home. And first grade got a little better.
No, it was actually backwards because I spoke, you can say about 90% of the time, English. Everybody looked at me weird and asked why I didn't speak any Spanish like they did. Because I told them I just like speaking English. It's easier for me to express myself and make my point.
I felt nervous, stressed, and sometimes worry.
I believe I was perfectly fine. I wasn't in any distress or anything like that. It was just something that was easy for me, and I felt confident and I enjoyed. So I guess you could say a pretty good mood.
Really frustrated. A lot of the words, ate, eat, eaten, goose, geese. It really, none of that stuff made sense in the beginning. How some words sounded the same but didn't have the same meaning, and it's like, what the heck? It teaches you that if you open your horizons and you're willing to try and learn, everything's attainable. So in high school, I started to learn some French, and I actually liked it, and so if you set your mind to it, you can learn as many languages as you want, and don't let borders interfere in what you're trying to do and learn.
Not really. It's just part of who I am, so it doesn't really change per se. It just kind of stays neutral.
Now, I feel more confident than I was when I was 14 years old.
Why do you feel more confident?
Because now I can connect with people that only speak English.
Okay.
And still learning English when I speak with my kids.